This is a stimulus check update and daily news report. Many promises have been made, but not all promises have been kept. I'll give you the latest of what's going on with the Build Back Better plan, as well as a few other tough questions answered by Jen Psaki, as well as a video clip from Representative Ro Khanna talking about the Build Back Better plan and how to curb inflation. I'll give you the latest stimulus check news, how one city is giving out $2,000 bonuses to keep its workers working during the pandemic, as well as this article right here. You have just days to claim $660 guaranteed payments before applications close. Another $1.7 billion in student loans are going to be canceled, and I'll give you some other important updates as well. Hope you're having a wonderful weekend. If you appreciate the fact-based, fast-paced updates, hit the like button down below. So Senator Elizabeth Warren is optimistic that the Build Back Better plan can pass. Seems that pretty much all Democrats who want it to happen are optimistic it's going to happen, but is it going to happen? It's been delayed for many, many months. Many promises have been made. Here is Jen Psaki answering this question as well as a few other tough questions. Take a look at this right here.
Oh, I got it. Okay, Peter, go ahead. Last one.
Thank you, Jen. President Biden promised to bring decades of D.C. experience to the Oval Office, but Build Back Better has not passed. Voting rights apparently not going to pass, and vaccine requirements that he likes are apparently illegal. What happened?
Well, first, Peter, I would say if you look back at last year and what we were able to accomplish, that include getting the American Rescue Plan passed, a package that has contributed to cutting childhood poverty by 40%, has helped ensure we are moving at a faster pace toward economic growth, toward a record low unemployment rate, helped ensure schools, more than 95%, are open across the country. He also pressed, despite skeptics, to get a bipartisan infrastructure bill passed, one that we're just announcing today, the fact that 15,000 bridges are going to be repaired. That was despite many skeptics. And because of his efforts, 200 million Americans are now vaccinated. The work of an administration continues after 1 year, and he will continue to press forward on all of those priorities.
But as you talked about a year ago and working with Republicans, now he is talking about Republicans that don't agree with voting rights. He's describing them as George Wallace, Bull Connor, and Jefferson Davis. What happened to the guy who, when he was elected, said, to make progress, we must stop treating our opponents as our enemy?
I think everybody listening to that speech who's speaking on the level, as my mother would say, would note that he was not comparing them as humans. He was comparing the choice to those figures in history and where they're going to position themselves if as they determine whether they're going to support the fundamental right to vote or not. One last thing. The Bengals are playing tomorrow. I'm just giving it a shout out so that my husband will be excited at home. They haven't won a playoff game in 31 years. Okay, we've got to wrap it up.
Can I get a quick,
Yes, go ahead.
Can I get a quick update on?
So the Build Back Better plan that was initially proposed at $3.5 trillion, then down to $1.8 trillion, it's probably going to be broken up a little more if anything is going to pass at all. So Biden will still be looking to make parts of the Build Back Better happen, says top White House economist. So it doesn't seem like it's going to be passed as is or as it was before. So Build Back Better was a package. It was a way to put a bow around a lot of important investments. The president will still be looking for ways to make them happen, maybe not in particular bow, but these are important investments that we have to make if we're going to have continued growth. So here is Representative Ro Khanna talking more about the Build Back Better plan, as well as Kevin O'Leary from Shark Tank. Take a look at this video clip right here.
Ro, inflation takes a while to conjure up. I mean, it's taken years and years and years since Volcker. We saw Japan. It doesn't happen immediately. So I'm not convinced that as far as monetary, that this is all Joe Biden's fault. But not everyone can anticipate something like a COVID and supply chain and labor issues. Where do you think it started, Ro?
Well, I think there are two things. I mean, you're right to point out that the trillions of dollars of spending started actually under Donald Trump, and we were needed to respond to COVID. But the main thing is the production supply. Look, let's look at semiconductors. Semiconductors were too dependent on them from South Korea and Taiwan. We had to import them. The shipping isn't working. And so the question is, why aren't we talking about increasing production in this country? And we can do that. The CHIPS Act, bipartisan, pass that, get semiconductor manufacturing, figure out how can we increase production and supply manufacturing in this country to deal with some of the inflation issues.
But, Kevin, I mean, even Build Back Better, that's not even passed. The infrastructure deal, we haven't even started spending any of that yet. I will grant you that some of the energy-related re-regulation in certain areas that the Biden administration has instituted, that all trickles down. That doesn't help. But it's tough to point to cause and effect for why we're here, other than a lot of COVID effects, which maybe you can't blame the Biden administration for. Maybe some. We don't we obviously haven't handled it like he said he would. But what do you attribute it to?
I agree that the reason we have inflation right now is we did something that was unprecedented over the last 24 months, and of which 12 of those months were under the Trump administration. We have never printed this much money before in this country ever. It's unprecedented. And the fact that Build Back Better is dead is actually a gift for Joe Biden. That's so inflationary, that would be suicide in terms of the midterms. But it's gone, and we don't have to worry about it. But if I were Biden today, and everybody can be an armchair quarterback, but he's in trouble right now for two main reasons: energy costs and food escalation, because you deal with those every day, and you've been talking about it all morning. So what do you do about it? You know, the chief executive controls the agenda. That's the job. And what is he spending his time doing? Voting rights. I agree it's important, but right now, who cares? What you really should be focusing on is bringing down food costs and energy costs. Now, you can blame him for policy mistakes on energy. And I do believe that canceling Keystone and job-owning federal land leases away and explaining that we're going to go green was way too early. Other countries have tried that, are in real trouble. So what do you do about it? You softly job-own back. Most of the energy costs are in futures contracts. If all of a sudden the president's more accommodative on solving this energy problem, prices will drop. You do not want to see $100 a barrel oil. And the reason I'm invested recently in Chevron and Schlumberger, but when I heard Biden's first speech, I got out of those stocks. I'm back in them now because energy prices are only going up because of his policy. So you've got to start talking that down. But on food, the problem is logistics. Everybody is buying protein and seeing it up 20, 30%. And that really hurts. So you could argue that you're on your way to the polling booth in November, you stop at the gas station, you're paying $6 a gallon. You know what you're going to do when you're pulling the lever on that one. It's going to be brutal. But food is about logistics. What do we have in this country that provides the best logistics? The National Guard. They have the trucks we don't have. So get to work. Tell the American people, I'm going to solve this for you right now. I'm going to solve energy for you by job owning down those prices, by explaining the policy is going to be more accommodative. Prices will drop. And on food, you get to the ports, because right now here in South Florida, right here in Miami Beach, I can't buy ham. There is no ham because there's no truck driver to ship it from the slaughterhouse to the grocery store. I've never seen anything like this before. We've got to get the National Guard. Call it what it is. It's an emergency. Best logistics are those generals that know how to drive those trucks from LA to the distribution centers, and you focus on food and energy. That's it right now. That's all you can control. And you try to save the midterm elections. Right now, and you talked about it earlier, Joe Biden is less popular than Trump. That's really hard to do. And his party must be really sweating bullets for November. And he's got to fix food and energy el pronto.
So although you may not benefit from all the parts of the Build Back Better plan, let me know down in the comments below, is there anything that you actually like that you may or may not benefit from? Do you want this to pass? Do you want it not to pass? Do you think it's going to cause more inflation, as many have said before, or will it curb inflation? Let me know your thoughts on all that down in the comments below. So families won't receive child tax credit on Friday for first time in half a year. Here's why. So today, January 15th, was supposed to be when child tax credits were going to be sent out again, those $250 or $300 per month checks. Not the case, because it was in the Build Back Better plan, and that did not pass. And there's no talks about the child tax credit being a standalone bill to pass. So it doesn't seem like it's going to happen on February 15th either. We haven't heard of any vote for the Build Back Better plan, so I wouldn't get your hopes up if you're counting on that child tax credit. Also, student loan processor Navient required to cancel 1.7 billion in student loans. So Navient, one of the largest student loan servicers, will cancel 1.7 in private student loans after a deal it reached in 39 states. The lender was accused of giving out private loans to students who would be unable to pay them, and as part of Navient denied that it violated the law. So this was not fully settled, or it was a settlement outside of court. So 1.7 billion, which is around 66, let me just confirm that. Yeah, 66,000 borrowers are expected to get their student loans cleared, which is around $1.85 billion. So let me know down in the comments below, did you have your student loans through Navient? Are you going to get your student loans canceled? That's a lot of money. That's pretty big right there. Here's the latest stimulus check news. I thought this was interesting. The Bills owner, Terry Pagula, received stimulus checks, so he is a billionaire. Not the only billionaire, but so Buffalo Bills, which is a football team, if you're not familiar, he got a stimulus check. How are these billionaires getting stimulus checks when someone who makes $76,000 a year is not getting a stimulus check, or a partial one? Basically, the way the billionaires work, they're able to do so many manipulations through their taxes that they have a $0 income. Almost everything they spend on could be considered a business expense or something like that. So yeah, they're able to get away with it. What are your thoughts on that? Also, automatic $400 payments to go out by May date to millions of drivers. Are you eligible? So this is what's going on in Michigan. If you own a car in Michigan, you get $400 per vehicle, and they're going to pay those out by May 15th. Then we have this one. You have just days to claim monthly $660 guaranteed payments before applications close. So this is what's going on in Shreveport, Louisiana. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Shreveport. Let me know if I'm saying that wrong, but there is a universal basic income program going on there. 110 families in the city will get $660 payments for 12 months. To qualify, resident in the city must be a single parent with an income of 120% below the federal poverty line. And the applications end on Monday, January 17th. Also, this one, Las Vegas offering teachers up to $2,000 bonus to remain at work amid COVID-19 surge. The Clark County School District Board of School Trustees said it had approved agreement to provide eligible regular and full-time employees employed as of January 1st, 2022 with a $1,000 COVID retention bonus. It will also pay an additional $1,000 to eligible regular and full-time employees who are employed on May 25th, 2022, and bring the total amount to $2,000. So if they're employed now and they stay and work until the end of the school year, basically the teachers are going to get a $2,000 bonus. Should this be applied to other schools around the country too? What are your thoughts on that? And that is all the stimulus news that I have for you today to hopefully brighten your day a bit. Here's my daughter Bella's tip of the day.
Hi guys, this is Bella. This is the tip of the day. I tell you the one thing that you should do. When you feel something and you don't really feel good, then be grateful what you have. Be thankful, because the next day it might not be there. So that's what I wanted to say. True or false? Bye.
Wow, that was the first time you ever did it like that. You just got on it really easy.
Good, Bella. Good.
Wow, she's a pro at it now.
Look at that.
That means you gotta get a stand-up paddle now. It's more fun than kayaking to me.
Really?
Yeah, I like it. This is a beautiful picture. The clouds are look at this cloud. Look how beautiful. I'm coming, baby. Come turn around. Come towards me, baby. Come towards shore. I want to take a picture. Look at the video. Look at those clouds.
Oh yeah, that looks really cool.